We have an awesome personality with us. We have Ajay Bhai with us from Deepak Nitrite, and it's a pleasure to welcome him. In fact, I met him a year back at one of a friend's place, and we had a small chat for some time. और वो बात करते करते अजय भाई से समझ में आया कि he has a wealth of knowledge, understanding, business acumen behind him. और उनके बात करने का तरीका भी इतना बढ़िया था that I could connect with him in no time. And I shared with Ajay Bhai that I would like to invite you for our forum, and we have a batch of full of excited, vibrant, enthusiastic entrepreneurs. और मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप आइए और आप इनको एड्रेस करिए. And he was kind enough to say yes, करेंगे. फिर वो बात होती रही. Then things happened, and he was also quite packed up in his schedule. And finally today we have him here with us. I need not share about what Deepak Nitrite is all about. We all know. On board as a director there. As on board as a second generation entrepreneur. तो जब इनसे बात कर रहा था मैं, तो मुझे बहुत सारी बातें इनके बारे में कनेक्ट हुई ऐसी कि एज अ सेकंड जनरेशन एंटरप्रेन्योर सबके चैलेंजेस होते हैं कि एक फर्स्ट जनरेशन ने एक ऊपर का एक बेंचमार्क बना के रखा हुआ है, एक स्टैंडर्ड बना के रखा हुआ है, उस स्टैंडर्ड को मीट करना है, उस बेंचमार्क को मीट करना है, और सिर्फ मीट नहीं करना है, क्या उसके ऊपर भी जा सकते हैं. फर्स्ट जनरेशन ने एक प्लेटफॉर्म बना के रखा हुआ है, उस प्लेटफॉर्म का बेनिफिट ले सकते हैं क्या? Can we spread and can we stretch that platform which has been given to us and make it even much more powerful for all further generations to come? तो वो मुझे समझ में आया कि किस बढ़िया ढंग से इन्होंने in the last so many years he has been able to build 9 businesses or business verticals from the platform which he was blessed with. And ये भी समझ में आया कि कभी-कभी ना हम लोग इमोशनल हो जाते हैं अपने बिजनेस के साथ, अपने प्रोडक्ट्स के साथ, and that's the worst thing an entrepreneur can do कि you get emotional with your product. चाहे वो हिंदुस्तान मोटर्स की ना हो कि उनको एम्बेसडर से प्यार हो गया था, चाहे वो पद्मिनी की ना हो जिसको फिएट से प्यार हो गया था, चाहे वो HMT की ना हो जिसको अपनी घड़ी से प्यार हो गया था. So they did not let go of their products in spite of those products being redundant in the market. तो ये एक बड़ा एक पेन पॉइंट होता है एंटरप्रेन्योर का कि कहीं वो इमोशनल अफेयर में ना आ जाए अपनी कंपनी के साथ, अपने प्रोडक्ट्स के साथ. And here we have an entrepreneur with us, Ajay Bhai, who has not only established 9 business units, but he also has had the guts to close down 3 mature businesses, which he felt it's time for us to say goodbye to them. तो कितना मुश्किल होगा एक second generation entrepreneur को आके और ये करना. So today we have I think we'll listen to that story also from his side. And before we bring him on board, just wanted to add in one more thing. He had been with MCCI for good long 12-15 years. तो दीपक नाइट्राइट को ग्लोबल ले जाना was again a responsibility, but he understood that can I do something bigger? Can I take Pune city globally? And for those 12-15 years he worked with MCCI to bring in some big giants, whether it be Volkswagen here and German companies here in Pune, whether it be the South Koreans here in Pune. So बहुत सारी company, whether it be Hinjewadi का जो उन्होंने setup किया, he has a big role to play to start the initiative of Hinjewadi, which we see as an IT park today. So gaming, gamifications हो, मेरा IT companies का यहाँ पर पुणे में आना हो, बहुत सारे areas में he has contributed phenomenally. So with this small introduction of Ajay Bhai Mehta, I welcome him on the platform of CF. Ajay Bhai, all over to you, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions, and I will be moderating the questions for you and from the viewers side, and I'm sure they're going to have a treat tonight from you. So
thanks my friend, welcome everybody, and thanks for all those kind words. Most of it is much more than what I have really achieved. It's like everybody says yeah, teamwork here, but actually teamwork hai. You can't do things on your own, you cannot achieve things on your own if you don't have a good team. And I think that's that's obvious, and I don't want to belabor more of those issues in terms of how things work, or how the world moves with together and things like that. We all have our role to play. We all have an ability to achieve whatever we can achieve in terms of our effort. But the results come if they come, as they come, whatever. You can no control on them. One thing I've learned, at least in my life, is that किसी भी achievement के साथ attachment नहीं करना. वो अपना गीता में तो कहते ही है ना कि आपका काम है वो बाण चलाना, कहाँ जाएगा पता नहीं, कैसे जाएगा, क्या होगा पता नहीं. So that's it's actually true in that sense. We are Deepak Group, both Deepak Nitrite, Deepak Fertilizer, which are now run by my two astute brothers. Deepak Nitrite by my older brother, Deepak Fertilizer by my younger brother, and they're doing well. Everything is well. Everything is fine. We've been growing all these years. We still continue growing, and so it's fun. I mean, that's the life that we enjoy. One thing I've realized that if you don't enjoy what you do, don't do. You better start enjoying what you do. If you want to do what you want to do, you better start enjoying it also.
Right.
Ulta keh raha hu thoda par. But there are certain realities of life one has to accept. And my approach or our approach over the years, again, as what Manishi was saying, that when my father started the business, we were all exactly like what Manishi was saying. कहाँ कुछ analysis करना, क्या कुछ करना, क्या देखना, क्या market survey करना, कुछ करना नहीं, जाओ jump लाओ, होगा सो होगा. Well, in our family, in my lifetime, and we have been wiped out 3 times. So completely. I mean, we were in, and that experience also teaches us the value of professional entrepreneurship. And this is sometimes considered as an oxymoron. Kya, professional or entrepreneurship? There is a professionalization in entrepreneurship, and that's something that we've learned the hard way. I hope most of us will also learn, may not have to learn the hard way. I mean, being wiped out completely I remember one of the incidents in our family, we had in those days a personal debt, individual personal debt of almost 3 times our net worth. So, and then from that to come out and get into, and so in situations where we had no control on, absolutely no control on, and we knew we are dead. तो उसमें से फिर बाहर निकलना, the reason I would put one point on that is why we could be doing what we did was we were first of all honest to ourselves and honest to the purpose that we were in. Many times we don't, really analyze why we are what we are and what is our core strength. And that's where it's very, very important sometimes to be aware, and awareness and observing ourselves, because things are changing, as you will see. And maybe, Vidisha, would you like to share the presentation?
Yes,
While she does that, what I would like to do is maybe give a list of questions. I don't have answers, and I don't want to give answers. I would much rather give a lot of questions. And then I would be very happy to take more questions or more answers from you as to what is it that you could do in your businesses or in your thing, and we all could learn out of that. But I just thought I'll just raise a lot of issues and questions. It'll help us maybe plan our own lives and our own styles and strategies as we go along. Most of it, because most of you all are entrepreneurs, you would know most of it. So I say, कुछ नई चीज है, कुछ fantastic ज्ञान ऐसा कुछ नहीं है इसमें. We know what we are doing, but it just forms a list kind of a thing that, okay, we need to look at this also. So as we go along, please share, put all your questions in the chat, and Manishji will obviously ask me all those questions and see how to work out. Good, thanks, Vidisha. So,
is it visible to everybody? Ajay bhai, I'll just take a feedback from everybody.
Yeah.
Is the screen visible to everybody? If you can just give me some kind of clarity on the chat, a few of you. Great, Kishore, I got it. And I just want to remind you one more time that this is going to be I want you to be as interactive as you can be, because I want a lot of wealth to come out from Ajay Bhai. He brings today, this evening, a lot of wealth, and that can only be extracted if you have a lot of questions with you. So, और उनको भी अच्छा लगेगा कि questions आप पूछोगे. So whatever clarity he can give, I'm sure एक अच्छा it will be a conversation rather than a monologue from his side.
Yeah.
So, Anji.
Vidisha, how do I move the slides?
The one thing is I can give you the control of my screen. Otherwise, you can also share your presentation from your side so that you have the entire control. Do you want to do that way?
No, aap hi karo. I'll tell you next, and then you can just click on the next screen.
Sure, I'll do that.
That'd be easier, So,
sure,
and sure. We men are non-multitaskers. Women are. So Vidisha, you can do 20 things at one time and I cannot.
Sure, I'll be there for you to handle the presentation.
अच्छा भाई ये क्यों बोलना जरूरी था? We have all the males here. क्यों आप दुखती रख पे हाथ रखते हो?
अरे बाबा सुनो, उनका सुनो, So thanks, Vidisha.
Yes, we can proceed.
Okay. So what I wanted to do was talk about a kind of a little professional and an objective approach, nishpaksh approach, and how do we manage various confusions, dilemmas, and responsibilities that come in our lives of entrepreneurship. Next one. So, things are certainly changing. I mean, have changed and are more still to come. I'm just, I know we've gone through thousands of these Zoom call conferences, this, that, etc., raising all of these issues which I've put in. I've just also put in few words of what we are facing: COVID, China, oil price, demand collapse, global economic, and there's a huge short-term liquidity which the world has pumped in by printing money, creating a kind of a liquidity tsunami. India's economic lockdown, our government focuses only on the social aspects of the country and has a short-term apathy on the economic well-being. I mean, we've seen all of this. All of this is adding to risk and a perception of crisis. Now, I'm seeing this as a perception. Actually, crisis hai ki nahi is, I'm asking a question, and it's important for us to be very clear that crisis hai, nahi hai to kya hai. And typically in a crisis situation, what do? पहले तो चीज है, we basically deny कि ये नहीं है crisis, ये risk नहीं है, because we don't want to face the crisis. We had the same situation initially when we went through the downturn in our businesses years ago. Those 3 times. The first time तो ये नहीं है, हमारी mistake नहीं है. So it was a kind of denial. The second issue that we also faced was we reframe the question to fit into our comfort zone. कि ये होगा तो इसका answer है. So we would look at the answer and draft out the question to fit the answer. And you will realize that the same thing is that. And the third thing what we did was active inertia. कुछ नहीं करना. We'll be remaining as it is. Hopefully time will pass and everything will be cleaned up, and we live in this hope. And hope, because we are fearful, therefore we want hope, and with the hope we say, wo kind of nahi hoga abhi. That's a kind of an attitude which we have. The idea is to understand the thinking behind or the behavior that we typically have when we are faced with situation. And all of these processes, we kind of tend to avoid the acceptance of the reality. And if you do not accept the reality of change to hona hi hai, then we are fooling ourselves in many ways, and therefore we need to really look back and restructure our thinking. So I'll answer all your questions at a later end. Thanks Sandeep. Next one. So we have a lot of, I'm going to list down dilemmas that are faced by many of us. Some of them when we started our business, some of them even now when we look at our businesses from ab initio, as though it is ab initio, and seeing what is it that we are facing. So if you remember, when we started off, there was a whole thing whether it should be a job करना है या खुद का business करना है. अकेले, do you want to do it solo or with partners? Many times we have this, I think that, okay, the idea is fantastic, so let's look at the idea and then create a team. And many times I've seen that we have a team and we create an idea after, because we have a team. So that is a kind of a dilemma that we face. So I've just listed down all the dilemmas. The reason of listing this down is then we will be able to look at our own businesses on this new frame of reference and see whether these are still valid or not valid. The interest of the partners, if we get partners, focus of the partners, and the skill set what the partners bring in, what is their role, what is our role, what is the contribution each one brings to the table. Then there are some natural biases. Somebody is very passionate about a social situation. Okay, the poor people are not getting food, and let's then create a food distribution network, this, that, etc. There's a lot of optimism कि ऐसा ही होगा, and there's an internal instinct भी होती है. So we are driven by some of these elements which are there. I'm not saying that this is bad or good. I'm just saying accept that this is what it is, and write down or document it if you can for yourself. Okay, this is the reason I got into it, and this is what is my basic objective, because I'm going to ask you to review all of that later on. Reward sharing. Okay, if you achieve success, how are you going to do? Are you going to give some short-term benefits to the partners or yourself? Even for yourself, are you going to take short-term benefit or long-term? आपको cash flow चाहिए या equity का valuation करना है? And there's a balancing out of that. Beyond the partners, your employees, उसका क्या contribution होगा, उसको कैसा compensation करोगे, getting other resources for the business, the 3 M's, man, machine and money, and there are related obligations which come out of that, so that's what we should do. Many times we have this other issue that can we do or should we do this, जो काम करना है नहीं करना है, हमें करना है नहीं क्या अपना किसी और को करवाना है, is something that these are issues that we will face. Next one, or we have faced. Also, the issues is whose idea was it and whose effort it is. We need to really evaluate and keep that in our mind. Also, obviously, the capital contribution, equity split, kiska kitna equity aaya hai, different stakes. I don't mean just the money, but even cash versus kind. Somebody is putting time and intellect and energy and effort also. What is that contribution? And how do you value that contribution? Then the value of that contribution changes with time and changes with performance. How that evaluation would change. How the overall executive decision making happens. What partners are they in operations? There are some silent partners, there are some only financial partners. What do they do? How do they get the value out of whatever you're doing? And we have, as entrepreneurs, we have a major dilemma on wealth creation or controlling of the business. And sometimes these are at cross purposes with each other. So we need to, so these are the basic issues that we generally face when as entrepreneurs. Next one. In many or most businesses, broadly, managing a business requires broadly these 5 elements. It could be plus or minus here or there, but basically, materials management, aapka raw materials hoga, input aayega, operations, production, technology, I put it into this, sales and marketing, finance, accounts, legals, and personal and administration. Most of the management activities would focus on this, and this is generally managed as a CEO. But as entrepreneurs, there is something more than this, and that's what we need to kind of realize out of this. Next one, we need to set up if we are not a CEO, if somebody else is a CEO, or we are a CEO and reporting to other partners, investors, we need to set up a company review mechanism, set up the MIS, change the MIS as the need changes, conduct regular reviews, and monitor the performance. If you are not the CEO, or if somebody else is CEO, you need to be, you have to change your hat from a CEO to a family owner or a business owner. Then there are many times intercompany businesses are there. There are also transfer pricing issues. Again, tax is now a big issue related to transfer pricing and profits. Setting up audits for business operations and management as well, taxation, finance, funds mobilization, cash flow management, treasury operations, corporate legal activities. These are issues which we as owners face. Many times is large order or long-term commitments we have to get in. A large chunk of our time goes also in human resource management, organizational reviews and development. These are roles that we play beyond the CEO role. If you saw, the CEO role is managing the business. This is beyond that business. Next one. We also need to do strategic planning for our product, markets and businesses. Any upgradation of technology, we have to keep an eye on. Technology strength development that we have to do. Research and development generally is done by the CEO or led by the, not by the CEO, by the entrepreneur. Many of the strategic alliances, joint ventures, acquisitions, all of these come in as a part of our entrepreneurship role. Project conception, project development and monitoring of the project also comes under our role. Next. We have an external responsibility to the external world, to public relations, corporate advertisement and communication. If you're a publicly listed, then analyst meets, press meets, then there are all these lobbying committees and economic committees, etc. Usme you have to be participating. Shareholder management, if you're publicly listed or even otherwise, if you're not, but if you have other shareholders, you need to manage their interest and their value. Issues of corporate governance, especially with all these SEBI rules and all that. And if you have a professional board of directors, you have to manage their interest and their information flow as well. Next. Apart from all of that, we have to manage our own, family issues also. Our family accounts, family taxation, our own equity. As our business grows, we need to raise equity in our own family wealth as well. Also, family relationships. Bhaiyo has spouses, parents, others, Beno who are participating in the family but may not be operating in the company. I don't mean it from a feministic point of view, but many times many of the girls come in our businesses. Some of them don't, but they're still part of family. So we need to have that relationship. Personal development. We also need to take care of our health, our recreation. We have to have hobbies. We have to have learning. How do we learn? We have to develop our children, and we have to do a lot of social welfare as well. I mean, God has given us the ability to actually create. We need to give back to society. So if you think about all of these, there are so many issues which are there, which we have to take care of. And I'm just trying to differentiate the role what we as entrepreneurs need to play. And under these changing circumstances, also as we've seen, maybe COVID related, maybe not COVID related, whatever, it doesn't matter. The whole frame of reference is changing in that sense. But we need to go back and look at all of these elements of what we do or what we ought to do and look at it in a very systematic manner and really focus on that as well. In order to do this, next, Vidisha, I always believe that if there is a problem, there has to be an answer. So, and many times we as entrepreneurs, we are afraid of asking for help. I think it's extremely important to understand that you're not God and you do not have the expertise, and there is expertise available. So ask for help. Don't be afraid. It doesn't matter if you don't know something. Professional expertise is essential. If you can think about so many ways where your tax consultants can give you advice and things like that. But many times we don't approach help from various professionals. Answers can vary, but the basic fundamentals cannot be changed in what we are doing, why we are doing. So it's very, very important to go back to those fundamentals and why we started. That was the list which I started off in the first case, that we need to really go back to the fundamentals and identify, is that the real fundamental reason why you're doing what you're doing? If that has changed, then you really need to look at what you're doing. But in most cases, I've seen the fundamentals don't change. The fundamental basic principles don't change. We need to change the environment around that. And the last point which I wanted to say was that if there is no answer, then there cannot be a problem. It has to be a fact of life. Accept it and move on. So this is it. This is all I wanted to talk to you guys. And now I want to open for any questions or comments or advice or whatever. I'm here to learn.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ajay bhai, for this setting up the entire base and the agenda for the next half an hour of whatever time we are left with. What entrepreneurs should do and what entrepreneurs' roles are all about, aapne share kiya. So we have questions coming in. We have the first question coming in from Sandeep, and he has picked it up from my GDP. He says, is Corona the only reason behind India's economic situation, or some other factors do affect our economy?
In my opinion, the Indian economy was already going down for the last 10-15 years actually. Basically because to be very frank, in my opinion, we Indians have not really yet learned to work globally. And we are still living in a kind of a frog in the well. Our business expectations are from our business is still, in my opinion, stupidly high. 15%, 20% return nahi milega to dhanda nahi karna hai. That's a kind of an attitude we had when the world was working at 3 and 4 and 5% return on capital. We have a huge amount of inefficiency in terms of our own internal operation. And I don't want to say anything about our government and our country's system and our bureaucracy. We were already into a bad situation. What Corona did was it just put brakes on what was already a stalling engine, and therefore we are finding it happened in a very short time. So the effect of that is far more. So that's what it is. So I think we have some fundamental issues which are going on. You will not believe, for us to transport our materials from Middle East to India or from India to Middle East is cheaper and faster than from Gujarat to Maharashtra. I mean, that's a kind of issue that we are facing, So anyway, but that's what it is. It's our country. We have to build, we have to live with it and see what best we can do.
So we were already in the soup, and then Corona added on to what we were.
Corona brought these issues up front. Thappad maar ke jo aage aata hai, no aage aa gaya, and that too in a short time. So therefore, I don't see Corona as a situation. I see Corona as a kind of reflection, like a mirror. Ke ye dekho bhaiya, ye hua hai. Ab dekho. I believe, and I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But there is a tsunami coming after Corona. And I'll explain this to you in just a minute. That imagine US, Europe, Japan, China, and more than Australia, more than 190 countries are printing their currency without a thought. I mean, वो ऐसे ही print कर रहे हैं. if you talk about $73, 73 rupees to a US dollar, imagine the number of US dollars available in the market will be far, far more. What is going to happen to your rupee? When India is not printing that much of money, so we're going to see a complete different economic framework that is going to be coming in, and I don't think many of our people or even our people are really analyzing what could happen. Imagine a year and a half from now, the rupee could be 60 rupees to a dollar. What's going to happen?
Wow.
So so that's the kind of thing it can happen if India does not, our Indian government doesn't do what the rest of the world is doing.
Okay. So you expect a tsunami to happen? So it will shake us positively, negatively. What do you feel?
I don't know. So depending on what sector of business you are in, it may be phenomenally good for you. You may be wiped out. But things are going to happen for sure. There's going to be major changes coming in. Is what I believe. I hope I'm wrong, but it's not the same now. It's not the same.
We have Kishore. He says, with so many companies pivoting to new opportunities, do you feel it is a good idea, or we should stick to our core competencies?
The issue is you need to understand what is a core competency. Is it that particular business that you're in, or is it your strength by which you have been in that particular business? So obviously, if it is your strength by which you are in that business, stick to it. But otherwise, review whatever business you are in under the new circumstances. You need to review. If the frame of reference of whatever we set up has changed and is going to change. So if it is going to change, better look at it ab initio. That's why it's almost like you are recreating your own business from. If you were to create from scratch, what would you do today? You may not implement all of that, but at least analyze karke to rakho. Keep your bullets ready. If you have to fire, you have your bullets ready at least. Hopefully, you may not have to.
So preparation is the key. At least be prepared.
At least analysis is the key.
Right. We have, how do you take any decision on going into expansion mode or diversification? So what are the steps which you should think of and accordingly take a call?
Obviously, you have to match the short-term opportunity and the long-term. In a short term, you have to, like what we did, we saw a massive opportunity in hand sanitizers because of the COVID. So within 3 months, Deepak Nitrite got the technology and put up a plant, and we started manufacturing almost 30,000 tons of hand sanitizer, IPA, isopropyl alcohol. Deepak Fertilizer was already making it, but from some other route, we could make it from in Deepak Nitrite from some other route. So now between Deepak Nitrite and Deepak Fertilizer, we are probably the largest producer of isopropyl alcohol. It was an opportunity. We saw that, quickly got into it, and we knew exactly how to do it, and we did it. Would I look at an ab initio project and see what opportunities? I would really फूक के देखूंगा कि क्या होने वाला है, किस तरह से होने वाला है. So we are very, in some of the projects which, some of the ideas that we are working on are very, very conservative. We would have not thought about it, about being so conservative before. So it depends on the product, depends on the business opportunity which is there. We need to match the short-term opportunity and the long-term, both at the same time. It is complicated. It is not simple. एक का rules दूसरे में नहीं लगेगा. So I'm sorry, I can't give you a straight answer to it.
I think that's straight enough that you don't have a straight answer. So what applies for one opportunity may not apply for the second opportunity.
Absolutely. That's why it's very important to go back to your basic strength and focus and keep that and enhance that. Use that. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you being successful? No, don't analyze the success. Analyze the reason for the success.
So, Ajay bhai, any clarity you can throw on as to what segment will be the one which will grow after maybe post-corona or maybe post this phase which you're going through?
See, honestly, I don't have a very clear answer. We are also still looking at it. We do believe the sector that we are in, the chemical and the pharmaceutical intermediate sector, or the agrochemical sectors that we are in, will continue and will grow. We believe so. But will grow with regards to what? If I really look at the basics of it also, and I see that if, say, for example, right now what is happening is all our businesses were set up with this one basic principle that we have a labor arbitrage in India. Right? Now, US and Europe is telling their US or European companies ke aapka jo whatever is your labor cost, we are going to give it to you as grant. So that means that a labor arbitrage that India enjoyed compared to US or Europe, because of this grant situation, suddenly disappears. Now, how long will that continue? Depending on would be how long they want to keep on printing money and giving it to their people, to the local people, free. So, and here we don't have. So again, this whole basic concept of labor arbitrage that we had from a global point of view is again a fundamental issue that we need to relook at, see what we can do. Is there really one in that? So typically in our businesses, the cost of labor in terms of the cost of production is about 7 to 8%. So we are to that extent affected in terms of our business. The advantage that we have in India still, and we don't really realize it, but at least the world is talking about, is that in India there is still an innate demand. There is a consumption requirement. There are people who will consume more, but of course they will consume at a much lower price point than what is there in the world, in the rest of the world. So if we can manage to supply or to get the consumption in our hands at the price that India or Indians can afford, then we have a good business going on in that sense. So agriculture will continue, drugs, pharmaceuticals will continue. IT will certainly continue, but will transform substantially than what we have today. I mean, I'm not in IT business, but I'm sure many of our people are already there. They will realize that there's a fundamental change in terms of the entire business processes are going to be changing in that. Human resource is going to change substantially. That layer over layer rakhe the, and I know for a fact in many of the businesses we have almost 30 to 40 people employed just to manage regulation and government. They are not contributing to the business, they are just contributing for us to survive in that. Those situations are going to change, hopefully.
Great. So in a way, if you were to sum it up, it's the consumption story which has to be worked upon, and that too at a price which we can all afford, so that we get the entire industry moving.
There is innate consumption, at the right price. If the price is not right, that consumption is now going to come. People over here don't want to spend, will not spend, and at least under the conditions that we are in today, they will not spend. But if you give them the right price, they will, in that sense. So it's very, very price sensitive.
So like you said earlier, we are used to huge margins. So are you saying in a way that we should cut down our margins and bring down the price?
We have to plan to not have more than 7%, 8% EBITDA margins. Let's look at it this way. If we were to operate our business at 8 or 10% EBITDA margins, how will our business last? Now, which means that if your raw material prices go down, your finished product prices will go down, and you'll be working on that, what we call crack. So that crack, earlier the crack was about 20%. Now we are talking about 8%. So if you're going to structure your business to operate at that 8% crack structure and still survive, then maybe 8 ka 9% hua, 20% hua, your home front. You know, but at least at 8% you should be able to survive, and that's what the world is today. The world is at about 7-8%, you know, EBITDA.
वो जो luxury थी ना of some margins cushioning us, I think you have to let go.
वो नहीं, let go करना ही होगा तो ही हम market को support कर सकेंगे ना, consumption को.
True. Awesome clarity on that. Okay, we have quite a few questions coming in.
Yeah.
We have somebody says he wants to know how you about your other companies. If Ajay bhai can share a bit about your other companies, and when you feel let down, how do you bounce back? So some light on that aspect. Anji.
We have 2 publicly listed companies, but many non-publicly listed companies also. Many of them have been acquisitions. Many of them are into specialty services products. There is an engineering company which does engineering services for our group companies, as well as it does engineering for other groups also worldwide. We build plants for others as well. So we have a real estate portfolio as well. Relatively well diversified, not widely, not crazily diversified, but yeah. So, when things go down, the important thing is, as entrepreneurs, as owners, one of the things that we've learned that we don't mind rolling up our sleeves and getting into it and really doing the peon's job also in that. कोई शर्म नहीं है काम करने में, you know. And if that business cannot afford a professional, we put in our efforts and our thing. We bring in the resources. We bring in, you know, maar tod ke jo bhi karna hai. You know? And the issue is, if at some point in time we realize that this is a situation where it cannot be revived. That's why the whole point of unbiasedness comes in. If it cannot be revived because things have changed and you cannot fight, we slowly, systematically close down that business. And in that, the thing that what we've learned is take care of the people who are there in that business. What we did in one of the businesses which I closed down, I hired a professional recruiting company to outplace people, not in place people. Okay. जो मेरे साथ काम कर रहे थे उनको जॉब दिलवाया, and now they're friends wherever they are in good shape, good businesses, things like that. So because we realize कि नहीं होना, you know, जब नहीं होना तो नहीं करना. So let's slowly put effort to close it down also.
That's a very wonderful gesture that you're thinking about outplacing people, rather than just shutting it down and saying goodbye to all people.
No, because these people are valuable. Let's recognize the value. इतने मेहनत करके इन लोग को train करके यहाँ तक पहुँचाए, it's a national asset, na? It's not just our asset. So that should be well utilized for somebody, and that's what we do. That's what we actually hired a recruiting company to do this outplacing.
That's awesome. They very thought that they're a national asset. How many of us can actually think about it in that way? That they are just not assets for us, but they're assets for the country.
Exactly. Yeah. Now think about it. Now you are in this country. You're putting all this effort. You're making money. What are you doing with that money? You're creating wealth in your country, na?
True. One incident I remember long back, we had a chat and we spoke about how do you actually make a place for yourself in the market. And you had shared some beautiful story of Deepak Fertilizers long back, where why did your customers stick with you in spite of they having more price sensitive options available to them, but they still went on with Deepak Fertilizers. So could you share some as to what is the reason why people would stay, why customers would stay with us even during tough times or difficult decisions?
It's something which we all do. You know, honestly, there's nothing new in that. You know, they say, listen to the customer will tell you what they want and you should try and satisfy that. basically we've learned a lot from our farmers and from our customers. They tell us कि ऐसे नहीं ऐसे करो, ऐसे नहीं ऐसे करो, you know. So or you learn from one person, you apply somewhere else all over. So it's not a rocket science actually. Most of us will already know that, you know, in that sense. The only thing is, the most important you need to convey is the honesty of purpose. You know, क्यों कर रहे हो आप? Let the customer know about that you are honest to yourself and honest to them. If it's not going to work, tell them it's not going to work. ये नहीं जमेगा भैया, मेरे से नहीं होता. आपसे कहीं और से लेना है. You will not believe, we've got people who are saying, yes, you are uneconomical, fine, we still will buy 10% of whatever. We'll buy from others, but we'll buy from you also, because you're honest in that sense, you know. So I'm telling you, honesty and honesty to yourself and honesty to your purpose is extremely important to you know, retain your customers. Tell them upfront, you know, ये है. अच्छा, हम लोग का, we are not your typical consumer business where we need to do a lot of advertisement and communication, public relations. ये सब नहीं होता. हम लोग का जो है सो है. ये product है. And the way we do is we always look at whether the customer needs or not. How can we upgrade the product? We've had situations where the customer is very happy getting 98.5% quality product from us. We were already higher than most of the people in the world, but we said no, we can do 99.2, let's do 99.2. So we changed it even without the customers asking in that, at the same price. And the customer said, now the customer say, ये दीपक का माल है ना, वो टेस्ट नहीं करने की जरूरत है, वो अच्छा ही होगा. Now that's the kind of impression that comes out, and that's what the whole purpose is. Now, if they can see your purpose in your you know, that you are honest to yourself, it comes out, you know.
True. Wow. This question is taking us back to the earlier one where we spoke about the margins have to be lowered and we have to come to some rational understanding of margins. So the question is with the cash flow situations we have here in India, how much of an impact does cash flow have on or maybe the decision making process of having high margins? Should we have higher margins because we have a cash flow problem here?
See, again, it's a long drawn answer to that. How do you treat balance sheet and how do you treat profit and loss in that sense also? You know, see, the whole concept of debt equity comes in. If you look at a relative debt equity structure and a cash flow structure in the world, today Germany typically is about 8:1 debt equity, net आप देखेंगे 10:1 तक debt equity आता है. यहाँ पे अपने को 1.5:1 debt equity भी नहीं मिलेगी, if you think about it, you know. So we are having a much higher amount of equity in the business than the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is looking at interest cost of maybe 2.5%. We are looking at maybe a 7 to 9% in that sense. So there is a different financial structure which happens over here. So therefore we try and tend to have a larger amount of cash flow available, because then we have to manage our loan repayments and all of that, because we but we really don't need that much of cash flow if you think about it, because we are really low leverage compared to the rest of the world. So somewhere in different businesses and different structures we look at in a completely different manner in India as compared to the rest of the world. So I know it's a vague answer. I'm not being able to give you a clear answer.
Nevertheless,
but it's something that we need to really look at and manage this one more dilemma. Okay, is cash flow important? Is profit important? But I'm seeing that if you get your product consumed, your cash flow will follow. You know.
the entire see it's a kind of a situation where the entire अगर आप देखो right from the customer side right to the supplier side.
Hello?
It's a cycle. Hello, is my voice audible?
Yeah.
So it's a cycle. Now we are keeping our margins high because we say that our money gets stuck in the market, and the cycle is too huge. It's 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. So we need certain margins with us to survive, and that is keeping our price range high, and that itself leads to low consumption. So we're getting stuck in that cycle.
Yeah, but even in many of our global businesses, we're getting 180-day cycles. And the world is like that. The only issue is for them 180 days का funding मिल रहा है उनको. यहाँ पे 180 days, maybe more they can get that kind of working capital. Here for every 100 loan, you have to keep a margin money of 25%. In most countries, there is no margin money. So whatever is your net current assets, you get it totally funded. So again, I'm saying that we need to, depending on the circumstances and the structures that we are in, whatever we are in, we have to manage that. And India has been keeping a very, very tight rein, Indian banks and institutions with the norms to see to it that Indian businesses are adequately or more than adequately equity invested as compared to the rest of the world. So that's the situation that we are in.
Great. This is the question, keeping in mind your presence, and you have been there hobnobbing with the best and the topmost in the industry as far as India is concerned. What's your understanding of the business which is there in terms of the China part? Do you think that the world is going to divert some business to India, or is it happening? Are they thinking?
They've been talking about diversifying from China since the last 10 years. Are we ready for it?
That has been the question all throughout.
So that's the whole idea, that are we ready for them to come in? I mean, this is a stupid issue about banning apps, Chinese apps. Usko kya farak padega aur apne ko kya farak padega? It doesn't move the needle at all. It's just a big, how do I say? So we, in terms of the reality of life, I mean, if you look at the way China has done from its supply chain efficiency, if you look at the technology that they've developed in many, I know in the chemical sector, are far ahead than even the Americans in some of the technologies. So, let's not treat them as the enemy. Maybe it might be a good idea to treat them as partners, or at least co-producers, or at least आप भी है, हम तो है ही, आप भी है. If we have that, that would be that attitude. If you give them respect, you'll get respect from them. But obviously, they're looking at their own interest, like we would be looking at our own interest. So, so that is, I'm way out of this level of the social and the political elements out of it. Business is business. Today, they can, and they have figured out a way in which they can manage to run businesses at maybe 2% or 3% EBITDAs. And they're doing that. So if they can do that, in that they're saying, there is 300 times debt, fiscal deficit in China as compared to India, which is so much less. So what? The government has gone ahead and supported them, given them loans, and many times the loans are given on a payable whenable basis. जब पैसा आएगा तब देना है ना. This is a reality, but they use that money to really create their own businesses, to take them to a global level. They don't understand, they don't speak English like what we do, yet they are such a powerful supply chain. So my philosophy is it should be China plus, not against China. China में करो, यहाँ पे भी करो. यहाँ का biggest advantage that we have is you have access to a huge amount of potential market over here, potential consumption over here. So global companies will come to India not just for as an alternate to China, but will come to India also to address the Indian market. So if you look at that as a strategy, then we are very attractive. Otherwise, if it's only for global market, maybe Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia may be more attractive for international companies in India, because India में क्या अपना infrastructure थोड़ी ना है, you know.
Right.
You can manage, yeah.
And even if if you would look at from the Indian perspective, how many of the Indian manufacturers would want to buy Indian-made machines at the higher level? Because somewhere the trust factor is also missing as to what quality we are producing. So we have to reach to that level.
You will not. I'll give you a real personal experience. 8 months back experience. We wanted a hot oil equipment where you make heat oil to a very high temperature, and we approached. Again, keep this confidential, but we approached Thermax because they are very, very big in it, and we got a quote from them. Then we got a quote from a German company. Can you believe the German company was cheaper than Thermax?
Wow.
And we bought it from Germany. And it's installed, it's running today. From Germany.
And we have this image that it's going to be expensive, and
it ain't. It's what I'm saying, that once you look at that, our simple things like in our industry we have these flanges and tees and all these piping को join करने का जो material होता है ना, you will not believe it's cheaper for us to buy from Spain than from India. It's cheaper to buy from Taiwan than from India. So, and basically the material cost is the same. The process of manufacturing is the same. Then why should it be cheaper? Cheaper delivered, huh? ऐसा नहीं है कि freight का. So basically, because we are all used to 20% 30% margin रख के धंधा करो, कोई कहाँ जाने वाला है? अभी वो लोग नहीं करते.
And I think that's a strategy forward, that you reduce your margins, hold on to the customer. Holding on to the customer is of utmost importance.
Exactly. Look at a customer. What does he want? How can he be successful? There's one person, Nimesh.
He wants to ask a question. Nimesh, can we have the mic on for Nimesh? अजय भाई ने पॉपुलर डिमांड किया है निमेश का आवाज सुनने के लिए. विदिशा, you're there?
निमेश जी, मैंने आपका माइक ऑन किया है, बट आपकी तरफ से सेटिंग नहीं है.
Yes. Okay. Can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Namaste Ajay ji.
Namaste.
Namaste MG sir, and namaste all my friends who are listening. My question is related to this current pandemic situation also. So because of this situation, let us say 100% is the business scenario, 70 type of industries are in problem and 30 type of industries are now doing well. So now what is happening, because of this reason, out of 70, somebody is already on the verge of closing. So they are trying to be into the new industries of 30 without having the knowledge in a quick way, or without understanding the culture of these industries. They are trying to entering into the 30%, and that is killing the business for rest of the 30% as well, and bringing the business down. Customer is also problematic now, because customer को कम कोट में मिलता है, वो जाके ऑडिट नहीं करता है, कोट कम क्यों आया है, वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है उनको, या उनका समझ नहीं है, या उनका कल्चर नहीं है, क्या नहीं है मालूम नहीं है. जस्ट वो मैकेनिकल इंडस्ट्री है, हम इधर कोट कर सकते हैं, मैंने कोट कर दिया. अब वो लोग कोट लो करते हैं क्योंकि उनको पता ही नहीं है उसमें एग्जैक्टली करना क्या है, होना क्या है. And now because of that reason we are struggling a lot in this area, basically, especially in the aerospace industries. So what is your thinking, sir? What we should do in such type of situations? This might be in the other industry as well.
Oh, it is in almost all industries. Let me tell you. You're not the only person around, my friend. सब जगह पे है ये. That's why I told you that what we need to do is we really need to go back in our own costing, and we need to work on maybe 5, 7, 10% margin के ऊपर धंधा करो. आज कस्टमर पकड़ के रखो. कस्टमर होगा तो आपको वो 5 या वो उसको आप इंक्रीज कर सकोगे. You know, and that's what the whole idea is. That, and also look at the customer's viability. See, the customer will want to buy at the lowest price, like you would want to buy at the lowest price. But then you need to work out a way in which the customer needs you also. He also needs a low price, but he also needs you. I'll give you one interesting example. We did this some years ago. As an example, I know it may not be applicable to many of you guys, but yeah, maybe you could learn from that. We had we were supplying to large amount of one of the largest drug. We were supplying the raw materials to that to almost all the companies who are making that particular drug. So what happened was, we knew that in the process of manufacturing, many of these companies were having a lot of effluent, and actually that effluent was a part of that drug was going into the effluent, so their efficiency of recovery was becoming very low. So I remember I set up a small engineering group within my own team, and we re-engineered the effluent treatment plants of our customers, and we gave it to them कि भैया आप ये डालो, आपका जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है उसके लिए आपको लोन लगेगा, तो हम लोन भी अरेंज करवा देंगे आपसे, पर ये डालो, आपका जो वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट में से आपको फिनिश प्रोडक्ट मिल रहा है. You're making more money within 6 months. You'll make your money. It was nothing to do with sales of our product to them. Okay, it was just looking at their own operation and telling them कि भैया यहाँ पे जा रहा है आपका माल जा रहा है, please help yourself. They all, about 70% of them installed it. 30% did not install. The 30% closed down. Today India is the largest producer of that drug in the world.
Okay.
So it was not our interest. Our interest was to sell our end product, not to help our customer to improve their own efficiency. But if you do that, the person at some point in time will understand and appreciate that you're looking at his interest as well, not just being able to sell. So there's something more that you can give, some little bit service. उसका value नहीं है अपने को करने को, कितना खर्चा मेरे को, कितना खर्चा हो, कुछ नहीं हुआ. I could easily afford to do that, but that fellow के लिए it was a massive improvement. And he still remembers, still comes and tells me, अजय भाई आपने बताया था ना, देखो अभी भी चल रहा है वो आइडिया आपका. कुछ नहीं किया मैंने यार, तूने ही तो किया, मैंने सिर्फ थोड़ा आइडिया दिया तेरे को. It's your effort.
I think Nimish, that's a wonderful understanding, and I've been speaking to all of you about it, that it's the customer side which you have to start thinking from. And when you were sharing about कि 70% का धंधा बंद हो गया, वो 30% के मार्केट में गुजरे हैं, who knows more than me? हमारे मार्केट में तो कौन घुसा है तो मालूम भी नहीं है. So and I just want you to understand this, that the kind of world we are living in, especially now the last 6 months, just want to add on this beautiful understanding, if you can take back home today, that it's not the best today, it's the ones who are making the most noise today. They have more of the first, they are the ones who are catching the eyeballs. So along you being the best, I believe that you got to also make noise of who you are. The more you make noise of who you are, and you're the best in your area, the combination of that will give you long-term business and long-term success. Today, ये जो लोग आ रहे हैं, they are not doing the best, but they're making enough noise. और जितना ये आवाज कर रहे हैं, और आज आवाज करना इतना आसान है आज के जमाने में, because everybody is online, everybody is there using the digital pathway. So making noise has never been so easy as it is today. But उस noise के पीछे आपकी depth कितनी है, आपकी समझ कितनी है, I understand your pain point. But customers care a damn about the depth and understanding till they have had the first transaction. So
but they will understand. Let's say serious customers who are really looking at their consistency of operation, their consistency of supply for their consistency of operation, will always respect and will always recognize a good supplier. And the issue is, how do we become good suppliers? That's the whole idea.
True.
So we talk in our business. We never needed to talk, honestly, with all. Though I'm also on the board of a jewelry company where all we need to do is talk. it's a good learning for me as well. कि कैसे market करना चाहिए, perceived value, not the real value, right, but perceived value के ऊपर product चलता है. So that's also a good experience. But the issue is that if you can put yourself in your customer's shoes, this is something which we all know about. Put yourself in the customer's shoes and think, why would he want to buy from you? And you become unbiased as far as your business is concerned. Automatically the answers will come.
True. We have this question from Shriram. He says, any benchmarks, Ajay bhai, which you can share with us, where we understand that it's time for us to disengage from our daily operations and get in the professionals on board. So any benchmarks, any kind of points you can share with us?
A very difficult question, because we are, as promoters, we always believe we are the best, and maybe we are, but it's important to prioritize that what is it that we are better. And that's why this list which I made, that ये तो अपना जो काम है तो वो करना ही करना है, and उसके बाद, if you are still working or if you are still developing, if you have time and effort and energy and expertise to do the manufacture, the operations related aspects, materials management, production, marketing, human resources, management, administration, ये सब जो रोज बरोज का काम है, as far as possible, even though you can do it well, it's always better to get somebody else to do it for you. True. And start to design, because the rest of the things others can't do. You have to do it as entrepreneurs. So, वो तो focus तो करो ही करो ना. अपना जो काम है वो तो करो पहले. Also, one of the important thing is train our children on these elements. You see, when our children are coming into the business, I remember when I got into business, my father, the first thing he did, the second thing what he did was he bought out he actually bought a company, a business which was dying, or I think was dead. And he said, Ajay, you manage this. I didn't know anything about the product. I didn't know anything about the technology. I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't even know the language. What was that? How do you deal with the labor? But I was said, you basically manage, you learn on the job. I was taught by my union leader how to deal with them in terms of industrial relationship. यूनियन लीडर आके बताएगा, अजय भाई बैठो, मैं आपको समझाता हूँ कैसे हम लोग आपके साथ कैसे नेगोशिएट करेंगे.
My God.
So, you learn on the job. That's it. So, but that was one way of teaching, one way of training. That you put me in the deep water and learn to swim. But what I feel is what I'm doing to my children now is making them learn these other elements which are very necessary, which are to be done only by the entrepreneur, and it cannot be professionalized in that sense. You could take help of experts in that activities also, lawyers hai, accountants hai, ये सब उनका input लो, but responsibility अपनी ही होनी चाहिए in that. So we need to learn to do that. If we are focusing and getting ourselves done doing that, you will realize that you need people who are going to do the manufacturing or who's going to do the operations, things like that. So, and you will find that they'll do a better job than you do, very clearly. Accept that fact that they have to do a better job than you do, and you'll get the right people.
So first is the differentiation in your own mind as to what's an entrepreneur's role and what is a professional's role.
Exactly.
That has to be clarity.
Exactly.
One question which is a bit off track in terms of not the business side, but on the entire conscience side. Have you ever been approached by or with a question that Ajay bhai, we are manufacturing chemicals, and should we think about it, or how have you handled this situation there? As fertilizers, we are having chemical fertilizers. So did we think of going into the bio fertilizer side?
We had a long strategic discussion on this concept when biofertilizers were coming in a big way, and the issue was whether would that completely replace chemical fertilizer. We said no, it cannot. It's like this, for the same amount of nutrient in a plant, the amount of, if you want to give, suppose you want to give 100 grams of nitrogen to a plant. If you want to give 100 grams of nitrogen through biofertilizer, you need to give something like 5,000 grams of material to the plant for them to get the 100 grams of the nutrient. Whereas if you're talking about a chemical fertilizer, you have to give maybe 120 grams. The problem is that when you have to give that huge amount of what we call inert material or some other material, it's like in a human body, आपको say 30 grams of protein चाहिए, तो 30 grams of protein के लिए आपको 5,000 ग्राम का तुमको खाना पड़े, and the load that can come on your stomach to digest all of that, to pick that, is so high that the bichara plant itself will die because of that over supply of what we call inert material, which is not useful for the plant. So it's a great idea for some crops and for some situations. Also, the cost of distributing 5,000 grams as against 100 grams, and you can imagine the supply chain logistics cost out of it also.
True.
So if you overall look at the economics point of view, from an efficiency point of view, the chemical fertilizers are just as good. Also, the only problem in the chemical fertilizers, because it is so efficient, there is a tendency to the farmers and all of that to add more and more and more and more, and then it's like and that starts to harm actually. So idea is that you add only what you need. You don't add more than what you need. Then everything is fine. Everything in life is a balance, and this is a balance which comes in that. The reason why these natural fertilizers or biofertilizers came in is because they said, all right, we are not adding in. It was more of a social or psychological issue coming in that, chemical-free fertilizer, chemical-free this thing, mainly because of the over application, and to avoid that over application.
I think education is a must there, and to bring in the regulation.
We've gone through that. So we've gone through that in most of the large crops. They've gone back to the normal efficient fertilizer, and I think we were the only company in fertilizer industry who was saying that please don't add more fertilizer. I mean, can you imagine a fertilizer company saying कि हमारा मत डालो fertilizer, नहीं चाहिए आपको. So anyway, that was what it was.
Last question is where he's asked, Rajesh has asked, Ajay bhai, is EBITDA of 7-8% feasible for SME?
Make it.
that's a way. Okay.
करो ना, सोचो तो सही कि कितने में हो सकता है. करो तो. You'll start to realize, you'll restructure your business, you will restructure your product, you'll do a lot of things if you keep that as a target. If others can do it, why can't you?
If you keep it as a central goal and work around it, you will reach somewhere nearby.
Nearby ना 7-8% नहीं होगा, 10% होगा. करो तो सही. You know, so that becomes a target for you as an entrepreneur कि मेरे को यहाँ जाना है, ये मेरा गोल है. अच्छा नहीं हुआ और you are getting 12%, you'll be foolish not to take 12%. ले लो ना 12%. But out of that 12%, think about keeping 2%, 3% aside.
Right.
For when you have to reach 8% or 7%. So you have a pool to dip in, na?
If you can become customer efficient, that's the terminology which you can bring in. So I think customer efficiency is the center point which we have to work towards.
That's right. Go back to your fundamentals. That's the whole idea. Go back to what you are, why you are. And if you're not in, if the circumstances, the environment has changed and you're putting your hand to your heart and saying, yaar, ye change ho gaya hai. No, so the circumstances have changed. So let's not keep on whipping that dying, horse, whatever. We need to change. We need to learn to close down our businesses also and go into something else. There's nothing wrong in seeing and telling yourself that this is not viable or feasible now. Jitna tha ho chuka, let's move on.
Absolutely. Chaliye, the last question ek bas hai. This is from the second generation perspective, that now you spoke about your children coming in and the third generation is ready. So a lot of the entrepreneurs here jo hain samne Ajay bhai, ye log bhi inke bacche ready hain. Maybe they would want to join the family business. Maybe they would want to open their own unit somewhere, or maybe they will work. We don't know. But a lot of them are in that age group where their children are just in a matter of few years would be a part of the company, or they can be a part of the company. So any insights for them?
Love them. First of all, उनको इतना प्रेम दो, इतना रिस्पेक्ट दो कि वो आपके साथ बात करेंगे और आप उनका सुनो. They have phenomenal in-depth analytical strength. They've seen you grow. They've seen you do what you do. They are very discerning children. They understand and encourage them. I mean, this is all something which we all know about. I say this is nothing new on it. But most important is make them learn to become entrepreneurs, the real entrepreneurs. Make them learn these elements which I put on the slides. That these are also things that we need to focus on. We need to focus on family wealth. We need to focus on the social aspects of it. We need to do all of this. This is part and part. We need to understand how equity markets, can be changing and can happen. Not just business. All these other things also are very, very important. Strategic planning. They have to learn strategic planning. How do you analyze? How do you do market surveys? How do you analyze in a very there is a professional input which is required to be done. These are experiences that they have to get. अपने जमाने में कर लिया, तुक्का लगा दिया, चल गया, हो गया. I think those days are changing and have changed already. So
from a perspective, Ajay bhai, what we have heard and what has been spoken about, for example, we listen to Rahul Bajaj, and he says that Sanjeev and Rajiv, they were made to go to the shop floor, and from there they had to graduate up. So that's one way to look at second generation being, nurtured. Yeah. And your perspective is that we give them the insights of entrepreneurship to begin with. Now, what do you think now? Which is the one which we should follow?
What is the young person able and willing and wanting to do? Now, in my life, I was put into the deep end of the swimming pool to learn to swim, where I learned about everything, including industrial relationship. So that was one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is I allowed my son, or actually encouraged my son to create his own business. कि क्या लगे, फेल ही होगा ना, नहीं चलेगा ना, ठीक है ना, लगाओ, देखो. He's entered into 3D printing and industrial design and product design. He's not an engineer. but I think he knows more about the business than most other people that I know of in that particular, how 3D printing gets done, what are the technologies that he got all of that. So he picks up, people will pick up, kids pick up so fast.
True.
It does not matter. Listen to them. They have fantastic ideas of what they can do and should do. And if they want, I mean, the thing that I remember what we did was I got not just my kids, but my friends' kids also to go and visit 20 factories, meet 20 business leaders. Jaake milo, what was successful for them? What was your idea? What do you think? Learn. This is one of the best way of learning. I mean, the people will be very happy to come and talk to kids, and let them make up their mind. Support them.
Great.
I know this is something which we all talk about. My suggestion is do it. Let's just do it.
Right. So मुझे लगता है कि ये बड़ा अच्छा है कि you give them a open ground and expression ground and let them explore it. That's one way to look at it. और अगर आपको बहुत ही कीड़े हैं, ऐसा मैं सोचता हूँ कि अगर किसको मेरी ही कंपनी में ज्वाइन करना चाहिए मेरे बच्चे ने, then your company should be worth it. It should be worth joining. अभी मैं देखता हूँ अजय भाई कि बहुत सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स ने अपने बच्चों को बहुत अच्छे स्कूल्स, कॉलेजेस, यूनिवर्सिटीज में पढ़ाया है. And that's what they always wanted. So what they have not done, they have sent their children to those colleges and they have seen the world. They've seen a much better world.
Exactly.
And now the aspiration of a father is कि ये बच्चा लौट के आएगा और मेरे business में join करेगा वापस. And somewhere deep down inside एक होता है. But when the child comes back, he sees यार ये पापा का गल्ला है. This is not a business.
So exactly. So basically the papa should listen and ask ये गल्ला है तो गल्ला को किस तरह से change करना है बताओ.
True.
अब वो बताने के लिए जो भी तेरे को सीखना है बाहर से सीख के आ जा. I'm willing to listen. There's a joke which I wanted to tell you. Maybe we can, if it's okay, we can end with that. Yes, but yes. I'm open for any more questions also. But the joke was there was a भट्ट जी का होता है ना जो अपना पूजा करवाते हैं ये वो so his job was to go do pujas, do the havans and all that, and after the havans he would get his fantastic meal, khana bana khane ka, and enjoy himself in that. So he said mere bete ko isi mein aana hai, lekin everybody is saying he should be educated, so he sent him abroad to do his MBA, and he came back and he said अरे बेटा fantastic, अभी चल आजा, कल एक पूजा है तो आ मेरे साथ देख, over a period you will be able to pick up. So he went over there, took him over there, and that fellow after the puja and all that, he was the father was eating and this guy was eating, and every time the boy would eat and he would take a little sip of water, he would eat and he would take a little sip of water. So अब 5 मिनट के बाद आधा पौना घंटा हुआ तो the father just gave a big taplit or a hit to his son. ये क्या तो कर रहा है, पानी क्यों इतना पी रहा है, सारा खाना है तो खाने के ऊपर तो concentrate कर, क्यों इतना पानी पी रहा है. So the son said, साहब पिताजी मैंने सीखा वहाँ पे कि जब आप पानी पीते तो फूड खाना नीचे बैठ जाता है तो और खा सकते हो. 5 मिनट के बाद उसने फिर से उसको मारा, तो साला पहले क्यों नहीं बनाया, पहले क्यों नहीं बनाया.
True. So children are smart only if you can make them explore themselves.
Exactly. And any of the children, if they want to talk to any of us, I'll be more than happy to help support them. I mean, this is our future wealth, yeah. This is what it is. So open, kabhi bhi baat karni hai, batao, we'll be happy to help them.
Great. Well, I'll get in touch with you regarding that. I'm sure it'll be a great initiative to have youngsters, roped in. हमारा जो होना था वो तो हो गया, लेकिन बच्चों के साथ बहुत कुछ हो सकता है.
नहीं, हमारा भी होना है अभी. Don't give up on us right now, please.
So great talking to you, sir. And Ajay bhai, thank you so much for taking out time on behalf of our forum, the Crystal Sanctus Forum. I'm sure we'll have a lot of insights.
All the best to everybody. Don't be afraid. This too shall pass.
Yes. Thank you so much, and thank you so much all entrepreneurs. It was wonderful having you there this evening. You can write your feedbacks, your suggestions, your insights on the chat box, and would love to read it for all of you. and keep it in mind. But thank you so much for being there. And yes, Rajesh, Chaitanya, Sriram, thank you so much for your feedback and your comments. And on behalf of all of you, thank you, Ajay bhai, one more time for being there. And I'm sure we'll connect again for something, yes, much more meaningful, bigger. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
God bless you.